Yes, sorry, I'm just on time, I think, just about. I was flying back from my first trip to Vienna, which is really nice, actually, this morning. So, okay, well, my name is Gavin O'Carroll. I'm an interactive media designer. I'm the I'm the director of Make Mode, which is a company I've set up. And I'm about to launch my first web service, which is called Remember, and I'll speak about it a bit later on. I'll give you a tour. Um, okay, I'm 26 and I'm from Northern Ireland, and I originally I studied visual communication in Belfast, and I would say that I'm a designer and a creative entrepreneur and a writer, actually, which is a bizarre mix of stuff, but it's very useful in terms of the business that I'm running now. I started off in Belfast, as I said, in 2000. I finished a degree there in visual communication, a BA, in 2002. And then I moved to London immediately and came to a master's degree in interactive media here at LCC, where I met Bob and Alan and most people, maybe some of these guys as well. Did an MA there. And then we did a final project on the course, and we called it IMAP. An IMAP was sort of a live streaming project about using all your digital memories and putting them on timelines. And so that's what we did for the final project. And there were four of us. There were myself, a Norwegian guy called Stian, and a Spanish girl called Marga, and a Malaysian girl called Chenny. And we were very excited about this, and everyone got very good feedback at the final show. And a company offered to sponsor us some working space to develop it for a few months. So we did that. And then there were four of us, and then there were three of us, and then there were two of us, and then there were one. Everyone found it very difficult to sustain themselves while working on this project, because we were working for free. So I was doing some teaching and freelancing that I'd started. So I started freelancing when I was on the course, so I had something to build up with. The other guys had visa problems, and then Marga had a full-time job with Agency Republic, which is an online advertising company. So she just couldn't handle the workload. And Stian then eventually got represented as a commercials director in London and Norway. So he wanted to go off and do his commercials and film directing thing. So we did, and that was fine. But it left me on my own, and I was very unsure what to do at this point. So I just thought, okay, well, I'll protect this idea. I'll start a company. What will I call it? I'll call it Make Mode. And that was in, I think, 2004, the start of 2004. So I started Make Mode, but Make Mode was just an intangible thing for about a year. Really, it didn't have a website. It was a limited company, but it had no sort of no activity associated with, apart from me trying to get IMAP, this idea, into existence. So about a year and a half passed where I was trying to get it made, get people to work for free. It didn't work. We got things half done and it never really gelled together. It was very difficult, and I was freelancing as well at the time, sort of doing 3 days a week freelancing, and about 2 or 1.5 days a week on trying to get things going, and also doing a bit of teaching as well. And then I realized that this wasn't working, that I couldn't get people to work for free. It was very difficult. I decided to look for money. I thought, I want to get some money. So I tried to find some people who had money, which was actually surprisingly difficult because I had no connections, no network. I didn't really know anyone in terms of finding those things. I did get in contact with an investment consultancy, and I pitched the idea to them. And they went, oh, very nice idea, but how are you going to make money? And who's it for? And I sort of went, well, we'll make money somehow. And it didn't really work, but they said, okay, come back to us when you're more developed. And it's more rigorous, basically, and it wasn't rigorous. It was very, an ideal concept and something that I wanted to get made, really.
Sorry, Gavin, did you
Sure.
work out a business model for IMAP or Remember, as it were?
Yeah. Now?
Yeah.
I have. Well, I have now. Yeah.
Can you tell us what it is?
I will in a bit. Well, I'll tell you now if you want. It's a subscription-based model. That's one aspect of it. On free accounts, there is advertising. Also, we're developing a mobile phone interconnection, and there's quite a nice service that goes out from the website, which we'll be able to monetize in terms of premium subscription through mobile phone.
Most social networks work on a basis of targeted advertising, don't they, using AdSense or something like that?
That's right. Yeah. So we'll start with that and build up. But obviously, if people pay for accounts, you don't want to give them ads. So. And there's a couple. We're looking at third-party services like printing and so on and so forth around it. So. Yes, I applied to Nesta Future Lab, which is an educational arm of Nesta. Nesta are the National Endowment for Science, Technology and the Arts, these guys. And I didn't get it. I had a big fat proposal that it was very academic and wasn't probably honest about why I wanted to do it. And I sort of gave it to Nesta and didn't. I got rejected, and that was nice. They never told me why, so I was a bit upset about that. And then sort of 5 months later, I found out that they were running another program called the Creative Pioneer course. So a Creative Pioneer program, which is where they take on they call high-risk businesses, and they sort of train you up. And basically, I got onto that by writing a very simple, very honest proposal about what I was doing and why I was doing it. And I think a big thing for me, and I'll come back to it just at the end, is that you have to know why you're doing things, and you have to be honest about why you're doing things. I'll come back to that. There was about 30 of us actually, so I'll go to Nesta actually here. There were 30 people on the course. This guy's one of them actually here. And they put us through a year-long fast-track business course, which was business for creative people. So, because business feels quite an intense kind of word for creatives, and I wouldn't like to be associated with it in some way. But actually, how they put it across was that you can design a business as a creative act, and that suddenly becomes palatable. So they put us on this course with 2 residencies through the year, very, very intense. And they kept asking us, why are you doing this? What are your values? Why should anyone care that you're doing this? And is anyone else doing the same thing? And why, if they are, why are you repeating it? Why can't they? Basically, the whole emphasis was on innovation and values, your own and what you bring into other people. Very rigorous, very hardcore in terms of that. And that's why I learned a lot about really why I was doing things. It was a year long, and then in April last year, I did at the end of the course you do a pitch to a panel of you do it to screen actually. You do it to a camera, and then they send it into their panel of investors, Dragon's Den style, and you have to pitch your idea to camera. And I got the money, and I got 35,000 of seed funding for the project, which was very good. Obviously, made me very happy. And then I got the money, and I properly set up Make Mode in terms of I got space, my own space. I got some, got some office equipment and stuff, and that was quite nice. I bought a new computer, that was good too. And Make Mode was really sort of started to be operational sort of from summer last year. So what's happening now? Right now, Make Mode is a service invention studio, and we're looking at sort of developing services around human-centered design rather than just user-centered design, which is where we put not just users in the context of using a service, but in the context of their life and why they want to be involved in your service. I'm developing workshops, and that's why I was late, well, almost late today, is that I've just been to Vienna. I'm working with a company out there called Shapeshifters, who I've developed a workshop for them called Improving Your Digital Health. So I'm going to run them every month, so if anyone wants to come, get in contact. I'm doing some consultancy and developing those services as well. But the big thing is that I'm about to launch Rememble. And Rememble is the new version of what IMAP was, which was the final project on my master's course. And Rememble is a media sharing and social networking website. Essentially, what it is, it's if you can imagine an online space that has a virtual washing line that's stretched into the future and into the past. Rememble is a service that automatically hangs on that clothesline all of your digital moments in time order. And digital moments are your text messages you don't want to delete, your images, videos, audio clips, emails, etc., your digital memories. So this is the interface. This is my account. There's Alan Seckers just there as well, and Mark is there. No, and we're in beta testing. So this is and some of the other guys are actually on it as well.